December, I think, to January, or I think it was early February, it doesn't matter. But I lost about like 6 or 7 clients. And it was back to back. It was not like weeks. It was just literally back to back. And not gonna lie, it hurt me. And I was like, dang, like what am I doing wrong?
Welcome to another episode of Project Your Passion podcast. I'm here with my good friend, Mikey Spain Fitness.
What's going
on? He is an amazing friend, coach that I've met in Las Vegas through a mutual friend of ours. And he's done some incredible things through his life, through his journey, through his fitness journey. And he's an in-person coach, but now transitioning online, which is really exciting.
Yeah,
and so, I wanted to bring him on to share his journey through, where he started, why he started, the struggles that, he went through beginning as a coach, and the struggles that he does on a daily basis, but as well as the wins and the rewards of being an in-person coach, as well as being an online coach, which I know is new. So I'm super excited to have you, man.
Thank you for having me, dude.
Awesome, bro. So let's start it off, man. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and what led you to start Mikey Spain Fitness?
Well, like you said, my name is Michael Spain, born and raised in Vegas. So I've always been into working out, and I don't know if anyone knows this, but I was very small as a child since I was growing up. So I was never, people always said I was never able to get the body that I have, just to do some health issues. But obviously I didn't like that. But the reason why I got more into personal training and working out is because of, obviously, when I was younger, I saw, like Jay Cutler. So I was obviously big in the bodybuilding scene.
Yeah.
And I've always been athletic. I played so many sports. So I loved that physical activity. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so I've always had the passion for personal training. I'm not personal training, working out. And then I think in 2021, I think that's when it officially was like the calling. A lot of people were just like, you know what, you should do this. And I kept it off. And I think 2021 or 2019, whatever the pandemic happened.
It was like 2019, 2020.
I think 2019,
yeah.
I think that was like my calling.
Wow, dude. So, because I remember, I think I met you in 2020, was it?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So that was like the first year. It's funny because when your physique was always good. Mm-hmm. Like you always had a really nice physique. And when I met you, I thought you've been doing it for years. Yeah. But come to find out, it's only been like a year since you started actually training.
No, actually, when I actually met you, I got my certification that March.
Oh, wow.
Of 2020.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So I was just right then.
It was literally right in the beginning.
Holy shit, dude. That's incredible, man. Yeah, I feel like since I've met you, again, I always had the interpretation that you've been doing this forever. Just, I guess, the way you are as a person. You're very just outgoing, confident, and, you're very confident in what you do. And so, wow, dude. So let me ask you, when you started off, right before you became a personal trainer, how often were you training? Were you taking your physique seriously, or was it just like a hobby of yours? Like, why were you training at the time?
So, I started actually working out when I was 18, and I think I took it the first like 7 or 8 years, I started taking it like okay, because I didn't really know nothing about the important stuff, like really the workout. So I got everything off of YouTube. Mm-hmm. I followed everything on YouTube, whatever, to a T. And then I think when I was like 28, I was like, you know what? Like, I kind of want to start taking it serious. And then that's when I started learning about like nutrition, and then like multiple exercises. So that's when I started getting more involved, as in like deeper into like anatomy. But other than that, like the first 8 years, I was like, I was just working out just to work out,
Okay. Wow. YouTube, I heard you say using YouTube for all of your learning. Yeah, so YouTube University was a lot of your beginning, like how to train and stuff.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's how I learned everything, wow. And it's funny that you say that. It's because of so many people are like, how did you learn? And that's why I love what I do, is because of I get to teach people what I had to learn on my own, and it's not gonna lie, it was very difficult. It was very difficult to understand like a bicep curl or how to squat properly with no one to help.
Yeah.
But now I get to help people because what like the hard stuff I had to go through, I get to help people, you know, how to obviously lose weight, build muscle, whatever their goal is.
Yeah.
And so it's like a cut in half. Like they don't have to go through what I went through, but now they have actual someone to you know, to help them reach their goals.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. YouTube University taught me. They need to like trademark that because I feel like they need to do a teaching thing because I learned how to create podcasts. I learned how to do these videos. I learned everything on YouTube too, man. And I built a business off of YouTube just by like learning. And I think that's what is so inspiring about you for me is you're constantly always trying to evolve yourself, looking to better yourself with education, knowledge, getting yourself into, you know, uncomfortable situations so that you can learn more about you and your capabilities. Because I know you're constantly taking courses. You know, I remember last year or the year after you were doing like a Yoda certification randomly. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Trying to learn yoga? Did I say Yoda? Yoda. Yoga certification, right? And I'm like, damn, that's super. Like other people are like, why would Mikey do that? But in my mind, I'm like, wow, like this man wants to know more about the body in the different ways. I know you did there was something that you did with understanding women's hormone cycles too, right?
Yeah.
That's super impressive, man. Not a lot of people do that.
No,
you know, like
no.
Continue your education because a lot of people get to this goal like I'm comfortable, I'm good, but you're constantly raising the bar on yourself, and that's why I think me and you align so well is because I'm constantly like you're like, what are you doing next? You're always coming with me. I'm learning this, I'm learning that, and it's super exciting to see that on your journey, man.
Yeah, no, I'm excited though, and I was actually just telling Lauren is I'm actually buying another like a hormonal educational. So it's going to talk about like your thyroid, testosterone, what's it called? I'm so sorry. Your testosterone, your menstrual cycle. So it's going to go a lot more deeper because of I see a lot more. I think a lot of people need more education, and they don't know exactly what's right from wrong. You know.
I hear you, man. I love that you're constantly like trying to teach and educate the people on what it is that you're doing. Now, I know you're talking about testosterone and hormonal. Is that intentionally for men or women, or you know, is it just for both?
It's for both. Okay. Because obviously, like I said, there's a lot of things going on. I know a lot of like my clients are dealing with hormonal issues. And what kind of trainer would I be if I don't understand like what they're going through, you know? And I think at the end of the day, though, it's going to bring me more value because, you know, then they're going to have to search on Google. You never know the right or wrong answer. And then obviously if they have a trainer that understands that, then I know who they're going to go to.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You get to be the guy, the expert in that field. Yeah. So that's what I think a huge value that I'm learning in the last year has been, you know, I can do so many things. You know, I can shoot restaurants, cars, fitness, food, you know, you name it, everything, which is great. But I want to be the best at this. Yeah. Relationshiping with people. I love connecting with, you know me, bro. I love like getting deep and asking questions. And so I'm like, why don't I just focus in on this? Yeah. But for the longest time, I'm like, how can I make a real like living off this? Yeah. I'm like, well, we can make a living off whatever we decide to, right? Anything. And I just didn't know. Yeah. And so I've been educating myself on like the value of this kind of, you know, content as well as relationshiping because we both win at the end of the day doing this. 100%. I get to know more about you and I get to expand my being and my learnings, and then we get to deliver our education to more people, right? Dude, super cool stuff. So I want to ask you, what was the moment you decided to turn your passion of fitness into a business?
It was COVID. It was 100% COVID. I was in Chicago with my sister, and I remember this. We were at an Italian restaurant, dark place. And she literally looked at me, and it was in January. Yeah, I think it was in January. And she was like, when are you going to start training people? Because she always asked me whenever I went to go visit her, what are you doing with your life? What do you want to do? And I was always a person that's like, I don't know. I don't know my why. I don't know what I would truly want to do. And she was like, start training people. You love to work out, you know, and you're very knowledgeable. So why not? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do it. And then right when I got back home, that's when I just got my certification. And then I never looked back.
Wow. That's your sister, huh?
It was, yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for my sister, I probably wouldn't.
Wow. Do you want to give her a shout out?
Big shout out to my sister, Megan.
Super cool. Megan, thank you. Because if you didn't say that to Mikey, I would not have been able to meet this incredible man.
Facts.
That's crazy,
that's
dude.
Facts.
Super cool, man. So during that time, man, what were some of the hurdles that you had to face when launching your fitness brand? Like, what were some of the things that you had to like overcome in the beginning of it?
Honestly, staying consistent, because I had so much time. Like, obviously, we couldn't have done nothing.
True.
Because we were all, so we were all literally abandoned into a house. But I think it was consistent. But you know what's crazy? And I think I'm out of the few that I've actually talked to. I used COVID as my friend more than anything. I was actually the most active I've ever been when I was in COVID. I literally remember woke up at like 5 a.m., went on a hike like 7 or like to Lone Mountain or Red Rock. I literally, after that, came home, ate. I went to the park, did a workout, and I was just like, I was super, super active,
Yeah.
And I think I used like the hurt as the fire. Or I used that as like the fuel that I needed.
Yeah.
Because I literally had no excuse to not get it done. I had the entire, I had so much time, but also at the end of the day, I was like, dang, like I would rather go do this. I would rather go do that. So I procrastinated a lot on it, but I think it was just the consistency, because I didn't know I didn't know what my life was going to be after personal training. I thought I was going to go work at, not Planet Fitness, but like at Anytime Fitness. I didn't think I was going to be where I'm at today. I didn't think that's how I was going to be at like when I started.
Wow.
But the main hurdle is consistency,
Yeah.
So I would say mainly that.
Wow, man. I feel like I'm aligned with you with the whole like COVID almost helped me with my business and my with my life.
Yeah.
It allowed me to slow down. We all had to stop and take a moment, like, oh shit, okay, like we can't work, like, and then really like look at our values and say like, okay, like I don't have a job right now. Well, I honestly, it's funny. I was working through COVID for a CBD company that stayed open, surprisingly. But just being so slowed down because everyone was like in and not people were going out and there weren't things to do.
Yeah.
Allowed me to really like, okay, let me slow down and figure out the things that I want to do in my life.
Yeah.
What are my passions? What do I love? And literally in the middle of COVID, I picked up the camera, quit my 9-to-5 job. I was making $70,000 as a GM at that CBD company.
Yeah.
And then, fast forward 2 years later, I made over, 6 figures. And that was crazy. And
I didn't know that, but good job.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm scaling back a little bit so that I can scale forward.
Yeah.
I'm trying to reposition myself into the space, but I definitely have to give COVID, COVID era a thank you.
No, literally,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it made so many people stop and realize, like, okay, like if my job was gone, what do I have to do, or what is my value?
Yeah,
because a lot of us I know tied ourselves to our jobs and our careers. That's the only thing that we did. Dude, right? So
it's crazy that you say that, is because of a lot of people, and obviously like everyone went through it differently, but it's crazy on how many people they rely, like when COVID happened, they were like, what do I do? Like, what do I honestly do with my life? Yeah. Because of like everyone goes to work, comes home, sleep over and over. And they were like, I don't know what to do, And it's crazy that you say that, is because of there's only a few people that actually, maybe 1% in the world, that actually made a side hustle, or they did that they've always wanted to do because they had so much time. But obviously now
they're succeeding in their business.
Exactly.
In that idea that they always,
Exactly.
No, absolutely, dude. It's awesome. Like, there's obviously, it was terrible. A lot of people like losses and a lot of things, dude. And people lost a lot of like homes and lives. But I think in those moments when there is so much struggle, there is beauty and growth if we allow ourselves to see that. And I think, I don't know if it's just me, but self-development and like mental health has been such a big thing lately. And I think through COVID, it allowed us to really realize that we were using our jobs and avoiding so much, and for us to have to slow down and be with ourselves. I think a lot of us had to realize that, like, okay, I'm not okay, and that's okay though. But then let me look for help and find other things to better myself, because I clearly have been working 60 hours a week, and now that I have nothing, I'm sitting here realizing that I have all these problems, and I've been avoiding them because I've been putting it into my exercising, 20 hours a week on top of my 60 hours a week to avoid these emotions. And that's why, that's a lot of people,
it's a
right?
lot. Yeah.
So, wow, man, dude, super cool. So what were some of the challenges that you faced when you were like becoming a personal trainer? Like while you're a trainer, like
recently, or it's just like when I started coming up.
Well, when you first started coming up, and then we'll go to recently, because that was when you were like, I know there was a time where you were having struggles like booking clients, and it was tough. Like, let's talk about that. Like, what were some of the challenges when you were becoming?
What's actually crazy is that when I first started becoming a personal trainer, and I'm blessed on this, I truly am. I was actually busy right off the bat. I think so, because of like right when we opened, that's when people needed to get back in the gym, and I was blessed to have, so many people that I knew that, that hit me up. And I think, honestly, right in the beginning, it was like in my understanding, right, is I had, I got like maybe 8 to 9 clients in the first like month and a half.
Wow.
So
awesome.
I think I started at the right time.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. But also is like during COVID, I trained people at the park. So I was marketing no matter what.
So you were still.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's a big thing, is consistently showing up, like you said, consistency, right? Yep. Even with adversity, as to like having everything shut down, like consistently doing that. And so I want to ask you, you said when you opened up, when like the world opened up and you were able to book in the first month, like 8 to 9 clients, where did those clients come from? Like, were they friends of yours? Were they people that followed you? What were those kind of clients? Like, how were you able to retain those clients?
I would say work, where I used to work.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Your past work. And what was that?
The Wind. I used to do sales marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So if I'm hearing this correctly, through the relationships that have built over the years, and then those people have started seeing you consistently show up and post and create content, that they were like, okay, I want to work with you.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing, dude. I noticed about you. You're really good with your relationships. You have a lot of really good friends and people that trust you, that you've met over the years, that like vouch for you, because you have like just such a great guy that you are.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I think that's one big thing that I've seen that has worked for you, because a lot of your clients that I've seen are a lot of from your past relationships, like friendships and right.
Yeah. And I think that's how honestly I look at business. Is I don't look at them as like my client. I look at them as like my friend, because of, I think when I build a friendship, even though I'm still hard on them, it's more retainable. It's because of like, I'm not pushing them as like just a coach and then go off about my day. I actually want to build a relationship. I actually care about their well-being, their health, so I want to make sure like they're actually good inside the gym and outside the gym,
Yeah. That's awesome, man. And so what about any struggles? What were some of the biggest struggles that you had to deal with?
I would just say posting, honestly, social media. I don't think if I knew as many people, I don't think I would be as successful as I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think, like what you just said, I don't think if I built the relationships that I had with people, I don't think I would be, as
where you are,
as successful as I am. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a big one. I think especially as a service-based business like yourself, even myself, like we serve others.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's relationshiping. Like it's not a product where we're selling. And even with a product, I feel like you have to build some kind of community and culture around like a product to people to trust you to buy the thing too, right? So But like for services that we offer, it's all relationship.
Yeah, I think everything in life is a relationship. It's like going to a restaurant. If you have bad customer service, and they're not going to come back.
Or they're not going to tip you either. Yeah, exactly. Like you're just not going to have a good experience. And so, yeah, for anybody out there listening, if you are in the service industry, like hands down, my number one piece of advice to you would be focus on building meaningful relationships with people and how you can serve them. And obviously there's be times where you might have disagreements and stuff, but it's at the end of the day, you know, disagreements are a disagreement, and that's going to be okay. But we get to still align and love each other as human beings, you know, and respect each other at the end of the day. One person has an interpretation and I have an interpretation, and somewhere in the middle we don't align, but that's okay. Let's figure that out so we can neutralize it. And whether we work together or we just part separate ways, there should never be any kind of like tension between anybody, 100%. Right? For sure, man. And so with those obstacles, posting and stuff like that, how did you overcome them?
I just did it. I just
simple as that.
No, I just at the end of the day though, it was just a bad habit of mine. But I think obviously, you know, to be successful, you need to create good habits, and you need to do stuff that works, you know. So I think at the end of the day is like, one, I'm still not comfortable in front of the camera, but like this stuff is good. But if it's just like one-on-one, if I'm looking right here, I don't like it. But at the end of the day though, is like to be successful, you need to put yourself in very uncomfortable situations. Yeah. And I don't like putting myself, like I said, in front of a camera. I don't like talking into the camera. But, you know, I think that's when, you know, I became better because of like what I actually learned from you, what I learned from a lot of people is people don't buy your product. People buy you. Mm-hmm. You know, so if you're a good person, even if you don't have a great product, they're still going to buy into you because they trust you. Yeah. But obviously if you have, you know, if you're a great trainer, but you're a shitty person, they're not going to go with you. Yeah. Because it's not comfortable. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely, you hit it on the nose, dude. I would rather buy a mediocre product
100%.
From somebody who's so passionate about that product, that's an awesome person, caring person, loving person, than somebody that has the best product. It's the fucking shit and it kills it. But the owner or the creator is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
no,
I'd rather
absolutely
go kick rocks.
Yeah, or not even deal with.
No, yeah,
yeah, because I'm giving somebody who I don't align my values with money for their thing, even though they invented air. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's almost to that level, dude. And I think. You know, I made this video and I don't know where it went. I got to find it. I got to create it and post it. Like I lost it in the files somewhere. But I talk about this day and age right now that we're in. People are so connected to people and they don't buy from brands anymore. Like you just said, they buy from the people and the values of the people behind the brand.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I buy, like I've been buying small, like clothing brands. I buy from like small boutique people, like friends that are starting their clothing lines. Like I invest, you know, like I buy a shirt or two from their stuff because I want to support small businesses and their whys, right? And I'm noticing that a lot of people are buying products from smaller businesses to support smaller businesses and the whys behind the people behind the brand itself. You know what I mean? And especially there's a whole like cancel culture thing where, you know, we're finding out that these big companies have these CEOs that are treating their employees like shit. It's like, why would I, you know what I mean? Why would I support something like that?
No, that's, you know, you put that on the fucking dot too.
Yeah.
No, that's facts.
So yeah, no, that's what, I mean, that's probably why you've been able to be so successful as well too, is because you have a great product, but you're also a really caring, loving dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to struggles, and then we're going to transition over. But so now, what are some struggles that you face in your day-to-day currently?
So I think I found it recently. So I'll say like my previous, so maybe November to February I think that was probably, it was a struggle, man. It was, especially in my business, mentally. And I think the biggest one was confidence, lack of business on my end. So definitely an eye opener. So it was for sure lack of business, lack of confidence, communication was not so well, and I would say majority of my I wouldn't say my energy because my energy is always good, but I would just say it wasn't like I wasn't present. I was always in my head when I was with my clients, and I didn't like that.
What were you, now, if you don't mind me
Yeah.
asking, what do you think you were dealing with at that time?
I think I was lost of where I wanted to be in my business wise. There's days and times that I come and I'm just like, is this like where I'm at right now? Is this like what I truly want to do? But don't get me wrong, is like I love what I do. I love waking up, helping people better themselves. But obviously I'm human. I go through these emotions. And I never accept it, but I think at that time of where everything happened in that 4 periods of time, everything came up, and then I think it hit, all of the emotions hit me at once. And I think that's what I struggle with the most, is because I never accept my energy at that moment. I like crumble into a ball until it bursts. That's how I handle everythth And I think one situation that happened, I think that's where it officially just expanded. And that's when like that 4 month period, I was like, everything happened like one after one after one. So it was just more of like a cycle, and then I think that's when it was just like a struggle. So that's like when it was more lack of confidence, lack of communication. But I think it was all because of me,
Yeah. Do you want to explain? Did you mind sharing that one moment that exploded, if you don't mind? If
No, I think in my business, I'm gonna just put this out there. From December, I think, to January, or I think it was early February, it doesn't matter. But I lost about like 6 or 7 clients, and it was back to back. It was not like weeks; it was just literally back to back. And not gonna lie, it hurt me. And I was like, dang, like what am I doing wrong? And I think that's when people left, my confidence went down. And that's when I was like, you're doing something wrong, to the point that, again, what we just talked about, like they're leaving. And after that, like I remember I sat down in my room one day and I was like, you can't be mad at nobody except yourself. And I remember this one moment I was talking to Lauren, and I literally just told myself, I was like, you can't expect people to be with you forever. People are going to come and go. But if you just keep giving them what Michael Spain offers, and the value that you give them, and the energy that you give them, then you will be successful at anything you do. But what I was going through, obviously, when I was telling you like the struggles, is that you brought this onto yourself. You brought your personal things into your business, and that's why your business kind of collapsed for a little bit. And then I think since that day, I had a talk with myself, and then I think that's when I said, that's enough. Like you're not going to have this moment again.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a powerful moment right there, dude.
It was.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
No, of course.
I didn't know it was to that extent. I know you shared a little bit about what, like, during that time, I noticed that your energy was kind of low. And I think you maybe mentioned a thing or two. You were just kind of going through it, but you never like really explained into depth what happened like that. And so, thank you for sharing that.
No, of course.
I'm sure that gives a lot of value to people that may be listening, as well as other coaches, because I know even for myself, as I have a client-based business as well too, is for a lot of the years and a lot of the times is I put my value around how many clients I have.
Yeah.
And then when they start, like not re-signing the next month or like, not wanting to work with me, I ask myself, like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
And it's definitely hits
Hits
a spot,
it does.
and it's like now and then I can't even imagine consistently like 6 in a row, back to back to back. It could be like soul drenching, right? Like pulling your whole being. Like, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for?
And you know what? Same thing. I literally I asked myself the same question what you just said, and like what I said before, and I think because of that happened, that it evolved my thought process and my business so much is because of one. Now I was the type of person that said yes to everybody. You know, that if they wanted to work with me, then I said yes right off the bat. You know, but now that I know my value and like what we talked about, now I know my why is I know my value. And if I know you can't not give me, but if you can't at least provide the why or the value in yourself to help me and to help you, is like, I'm not going to do business with you because I don't want to devalue my energy, my life to help, you know, like to help something that you truly don't want. And I think that's what I truly needed is because of that situation. You know, unfortunately I lost 6 to 7 clients, but a few of them, you know, and I hope they're all doing well, is the value that they had wasn't helping me. It was just bringing me down, you know? So I think that's what I needed is like, I need to sit back and ask myself is stop saying yes to everybody. Know your value, and is your value actually going to help them? And are they going to use that value to help them grow instead of them just keeping them in the same place, you know?
Yes, I am fucking aligned with that 100%, dude. You know, on the same level, I always thought that I had to say yes to everybody and do everything. That's why I shot all these different things because I'm like, I need to make money. I need all the clients. I need to do all these things. But then I'm stretching myself so thin, saying yes to all these people that aren't even aligned to my own values, you know? And what I'm hearing you say is that you're finding the value in yourself and wanting to work with people that want to work with you. Yeah. Not just like, I need to get all the clients. So I'm going to work with, you know, Rebecca who wants these crazy results, but she's super needy and she's like, oh, my time, and not even noticing the value of your time, right? Yeah. And that's, I think, when a huge shift happens too with all of us is when we align ourselves to the ideal client where they know the value that we provide, and we're also grateful for them, but it's a mutual agreement of value. Like, hey, you're showing up to this and I'm delivering you this product and we're in an agreement versus like, oh, like I'm paying you money, you know, and you should be doing this for me type of thing. Yeah, that's a huge thing, dude. And I'm learning that as well too on my journey is like, I don't need to say yes to everybody.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know, and I get like, not every client is for me. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah, and that's what I'm learning too.
You know, it's like that's huge. Boundaries, bro. Yeah. Boundaries, bro. Love it, dude. So let me ask you then. Let's go now talking about clients, dude. So you have an array of clients. You're moving online now. Yeah. And so how many clients do you have right now? If you don't mind me asking.
In person, I have 9, and then online about 19.
Wow, dude. That's congrats, bro. I didn't even ask. I didn't know why I didn't ask you that in private, but thank you for sharing that. Yeah, of course. And then that's huge, bro. Yeah. Let me ask you. So what are some of the commonalities that your clients face when they're starting their journey with you? Like, what are their struggles and why are they choosing you?
You know what? I think number one, I'm just talking about like not just them. I think it's just an overall, speaking of with people, a lot of people need accountability. You know, a lot of my clients say, dude, I just need accountability. I need someone to push me. I want someone to be there for me when like I don't want to go, you know, and one lack of nutrition, and then confidence, you know. So same thing is like, again, I'm human. My clients are human. You know, no one's perfect, but like what we just talked about is like I'm so blessed to have the clients that I have is because of one, they truly want to make a change, you know. I can actually see it in them, and actually all my clients are doing amazing. Like they're changing habits that they never thought they would be able to. And now, you know, they're living a healthier lifestyle. They're making better choices. And they feel a lot more confident in themselves, you know, like physically and mentally.
That's awesome, dude. I love hearing that, man. And so with that, how do you help them and address their struggles to overcome, let's say, accountability and all that stuff? Like, what do you do? What are some ways?
Honestly, I'm like a therapist. I try to like dig deep and see what's actually the root cause of every
I
situation.
love that.
Because at the end of the day, and I actually learned this from a podcast, and they said they don't care about rice and barbells. They don't care about that. They care about how are you going to help them with their struggles, what their mental issue is, or how are you going to help them with they couldn't, you know, they lost all this weight, or I'm sorry, they gained so much weight because of COVID, because of depression. How can you help them with that? Not with the nutrition. They don't care about that.
Yeah.
They don't care. If you can help them solve their issue with COVID and how they got, you know, they gained 20 pounds. That's where it matters, because that's where it hit. That's where it hurts. So you need to dig deep. That's what a lot of my clients, I dig deep. I say, why is this so important to you? Why do you want to lose this? You know? And I think right when you hit where it hurts, that's when people are like, damn, I need this. I need this to change for my family and myself, you know?
What I'm hearing is you get to be the mirror for them as to the why they want the change, and presenting it to them.
100%, because I went through the same thing.
Yeah.
Why did I want to get the physique I wanted? Because I didn't want to be skinny anymore. I didn't want to be called, you know, whatever I was like called like in high school or junior high. Like I wanted to be comfortable like in my own skin. So why wouldn't I want to use what I was going through to help other people?
Love that, dude. Wow. So, you know, while running a business, it can be very all-consuming. Have you faced any personal struggles like burnout, work-life balance issue as a result of committing yourself to like your business, and how do you deal with that?
I always, honestly, I'm the type of person, if I do something very consistently and I see a very big repetitive, I get burned out very fast.
Okay.
So if I'm at the gym for 3 weeks straight, 4 weeks straight, 12 hours, 10 hours a day, I get burnt out and I don't want to be at that place.
And so when you notice those things, how do you manage your personal well-being while in those demands? Because I know you're in service to others, right? And so I know it's very demanding and taxing. So when you notice those things, what do you do? Like, what are some things that you do to help yourself like get grounded again?
I gotta go somewhere. I gotta go to basically like my happy place, or if I gotta go out of town, then I gotta go out of town. Because at the end of the day, is like I told actually this lady on the phone, you know, because she was going through her struggles, but I was like, if you can't take care of your mental health or your health in general, how are you going to expect to help your family? So same thing. If I'm mentally drained somewhere that I don't want to be, how am I going to help my clients to get where they want to be in life if I'm mentally drained?
Yeah.
You know, so I got to take care of myself. And I think that's another thing what we talked about is I'm a people pleaser. Yeah. I put people in front of me. I'll put their life before mine any day. But I think now I can't do that because I'm just going to get more drained and drained.
Yeah. The time old saying, you can't fill from an empty cup.
Yeah.
Right. And so, you know, we always have to give ourselves that time first to be able to give out, especially people like us in service that just love serving. Like, dude, and I know you would do the same thing, but I would do this for free if I could, if I didn't have to afford the lights and food. Like I love this shit, you know, but you know, I also do got to fill myself up first to be able to do this, you know? And so I hear you, man. And so with that, dude, let's pivot a little bit into like the rewards of running your own business and some client success stories. So on the opposite end of all of this, what are some of the rewards that you get from running your own fitness business?
I would say one, freedom. I would say, you know, I get to, you know, go out, make my own schedule, but normally I don't usually like to do that. But no, you know, freedom. I get to spend time with family whenever I want, you know, and I think that's like the most important part now I'm getting older is my family. And I think just like the most rewarding is just doing what I love and seeing people smile at the end of the day is like when they're reaching their goals, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Do you have any like one particular inspirational client transformation story that that made you like, damn, like I'm so grateful that I do what I do?
I think well, I'll say this. Every client that I have, I'm very super proud of. I can name multiple people, but I will say since now, like my present is I have 3 people that ate ate bad. They ate sugar of processed foods a lot. And since I taught them how to eat nutritional foods without letting, like, they didn't have to give up their favorite foods. A lot of them lost more than 7 pounds in like the first 2 weeks, and they've never seen the scale that below before. And I think that's what it is. I think that's where it makes me feel happy. And you know what I love is I love getting texts and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this actually happened. That right there puts a big that puts like a big happiness into my heart, is seeing other people happy.
Oh, dude, yes. I love that, man. Incredible stuff, dude. You know, I sure know as hell when I create content for clients and they get the results, whether it's booking more clients through the services or even just getting good feedback. They're like, thanks so much. Or, oh my God, like that feeling of like, okay, like I supported you, but it's not even about me supporting them, but like me knowing that they are happy and like loving the product or loving their results makes me happy.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest rewarding right there.
Absolutely, dude. And so with that, what do you think was keys moments to achieving like those moments of transformation for your clients? Like what were some of the key moments that you were able to pull out of their client or to get them to like lose that 7 pounds for the first 2 weeks? Like if you could share that.
I just say just trust the process, stay consistent, and I would say like the most important one is just be honest with yourself. Because if someone truly wants something in life, they will do whatever it takes. And I'm very honest with my clients. I'm actually very brutal honest with my clients. If I see them fail, I'll call them out on it. But I just say just trust the process, you know, because this is a lifestyle. Like this is a lifestyle that you're changing. This is not just like a 2-month thing. This is a lifestyle.
Yeah. That piggyback into my next question I was going to ask you is, other than being brutally honest, like what are the differences that make you stand out from the crowd? Like why would I want to train with you? Like what makes you stand out from different like trainers or programs?
I was just thinking like my personality. Like I said, I don't treat them as a client. Like I treat them as a client, but I treat them as a friend. I treat them as a human being. I'm not that coach and just be like, oh, you didn't eat your chicken and rice, you had a hamburger, oh, you're gonna fail. No, I'm not like that, because it's gonna happen. Like it's like teaching a baby how to walk. Like I'm not expecting a baby to walk literally right when they're newborn.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna happen. They're gonna fail. But I ask them, was that cheeseburger worth it? You know? And then I always tell my clients is like, put your old self on your phone or on your mirror. If you eat that, go to that person and be like, are you happy with that? Was that 10 minutes of satisfaction or what is that word?
Satiation.
No, like satisfaction. Well, like was that
satisfaction?
Yeah, whatever. Well, like was that hamburger worth it? Like your goals?
Yeah.
Like what was it? That 10 minutes of eating that good food worth it? Like probably not. You know, because then they're like, oh, man, I can't believe I just did that. You know?
Yeah. After the fact,
I'm just real with them. I just tell people like how it is.
That's awesome, man. I think I need some of that too. Well, first and foremost, I'm like, I need to take a picture of myself and put it up. So my old picture.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I always have like the physique. I got on my phone like this ripped dude that I'm like, I want to get to. But I never think about putting like old me, because then when I have those moments of like weakness where like, fuck it, let me go to In-N-Out, which I haven't had one yet, thank God. But like I have them all the time when I'm driving by In-N-Out and it smells so good and I haven't ate all day and I'm just like, fuck it, you know. But if I see that like, you know, 200 5-pound me. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Damn, that's a great tip, dude. Thanks. Cool, man. And so, what advice would you give someone looking to start their own fitness business today?
Your fitness business. Me personally, I would just say do it. You have nothing to lose. You really don't. It's hard. It's super hard, but the rewarding is it's like I can't even like the rewarding is just amazing. You know? And I think just with any type of business is if you don't take the chance, like you don't want to be older and be like, dang, I really wish I did that. Like you have nothing to lose, you know? And I think that's like the one thing that I use as my best friend is failure, you know? And I think since like that 4 months, like now I don't mind failing because at the end of the day, every fail, you know what you did wrong and you know what to do right. And it's just going to make me closer and closer to being a lot more successful. So I think when a lot of people will be like, I don't think I'm ready, there's no time. There's no right moment. You literally just have to fucking do the work. And nowadays you can find anything. You can do anything in life now, you know? And like the same thing with online. My first 3 weeks, I made 14K.
Wow.
I would, in my lifetime, I swear to God, I never thought I would have made 14K in 3 weeks.
Wow.
And that's what I'm saying is that I took the leap in my business. And if I wanted to be successful, I got to do stuff that no one else wants to do.
That's a mic drop right there. I'm gonna make sure we clip that for the
Instagram.
Mic drop. Mic drop. Clip that for Instagram. Put it on later. Wow, dude. So, what are some things that keep you motivated, especially on the tough days?
Making my clients happy, and especially now that I'm, going online, is that what we were talking about is I know my why now. I know why I was meant to be on this earth. I truly was meant to be on this earth to help as many people as I can, to help people, have a healthier lifestyle with food. Just don't think of gym as like a job. Think of it as just as a lifestyle, and I think that's what makes me happy, even with my struggles. And I also say, obviously, there's gonna be struggles. I'm gonna sit my thoughts, but I always say, dude, you done so much in your life the past 4 years. Is you got to give yourself so much credit from where you were from working to the win, a 9-to-5 job when you're working for someone that didn't really appreciate you, to the point that you are now helping, and you helped over hundreds of people change their lives for the rest of their life. And people will never forget that. People will forget about you at 9-to-5 for sure.
For sure.
But people that you help around the world, or no, okay, not the world yet, but it's going to, no, it's going to be, it's going to happen. But like in the US, that's like the satisfaction that I like. It's like in my head, I get to wake up and just knowing someone in Houston is working their ass off right now to better themselves. And I think that's why I know my why. And I think now it's like more of the struggles are still there, but I think I'm enjoying this a lot more because now I've officially found my why.
I love that, dude. I'm proud of you, bro, because
thank you.
You're so in the last year, there's just this now talking to you like one-on-one. I know we've been like in passing, but there's so much confidence and conviction in your tone of voice and the way you present yourself. Yeah. Like you found your way, dude. And I think awesome.
And
bro.
You know what's crazy though, is I actually got to give you a lot of credit because I still remember that one day that you talked to me, and I told you this multiple times, how I wanted to move to Chicago. And you always ask me this question, and you're like, why do you want to go there? Like, why? And I hate that word, why? Because it's like, it's something that a lot of people don't know.
For sure.
And I think that's when we talked about like, what, like, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do that? And I think that's when, I was like, dang, it's like, now I know my why. And honestly, like that conversation, I would honestly like never forget.
That means a lot to me, man.
Thank you.
That was that impactful, but
No,
lot,
I appreciate it. Dude, no, yeah, I can't ask Lauren this. Like you brought a lot of value into my life, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Appreciate that, man.
No, of course.
That means a lot, brother. So with that, dude, how do you balance personal life with your business life? Like, what are some things? How do you balance the two?
Well, I think now that I got a significant other, I think now I have to think about other people's feelings, I guess, before my business. But obviously, I have to put my business before other people's feelings. So what I mean by that is like there has to be a right balance, and I think right now because of my online business, right? I have such a high standards for myself on my online business to the point that it's like a grind time right now. You know, I'm always on my phone. I'm always working. But because of my end goal, like my end goal is one thing, and then I have multiple other goals. But I think right now is because of my online, it's literally flowing. So I have more of a balance, but I'm still getting used to because of like in person, obviously I did for a while, and online now is like, it's a brand new system to me. Yeah. So now I'm trying to build a community of my own. I'm literally having to help 19 people. So it's like more like right now I have more of a balance in my life than anything, but it's still accumulating. Like I still got to find that proper balance.
Yeah. Share with the audience, because I don't think they know that end goal, because I know the end goal of to why you want to go online, and if you want to share it with them, because I know it's like it involves wanting to travel and spend more time with your family and your significant other, but help more people. Like share, like explain that the end goal.
So my main end goal in this is I want to travel the world and meeting my online clients and just living life, you know? And I think that right there is a lot more freedom than anything, you know? And I was just telling you this not that long ago, is like, I can't only imagine being like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Florida, go train a client. You know what, I feel like going to New York. Let's just go to New York for a couple days. I'm gonna train a client. Let's go to Seattle. And then soon enough, hopefully Canada, anywhere, you know? And I think right there, that's, like, I get to literally go around the world on my computer and just living life, you know? And I think that's like, you know, that's a big end goal for me. But obviously, like, again, is, you know, helping my parents out a lot. And then obviously helping my significant other, you know, get out of bedside, you know? And I think that no one knows this, but I don't mind. I don't care about about sharing, is that I truly want to I'm trying to be that successful to get Lauren out of bedside.
Wow.
You know, I want her because obviously nursing is a very mentally draining, and the older you get, it's just going to get harder. Yeah. And you know what? I don't want that for my significant other. I want her to be happy where she's at. And I think that's another thing to my end goal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. Thanks for sharing that part.
No, of course. Wow. A lot of people don't know that. But
yeah, now everyone gets
everyone does.
That's beautiful, dude. I love it, man. And that is like the key of you too, though. You know, at the end of the day, you have this end goal that you want to travel and, you know, have this freedom, but the freedom to be able to connect to all the people around the world.
Yeah, and you can't do that. Not gonna lie, you can't do that just in Vegas.
Exactly. Yeah. But then on top of that, that's in service, right? Yeah. I'm hearing that's in service. But then on top of that, wanting to help your family out financially, as well as, you know, your significant other, and help her so she doesn't have to work, you know, bedside for her whole life.
Yeah.
So being freedom and being in service so that you can serve your family and your relationships. That's beautiful, dude. I love that shit.
Oh, thank you.
Like,
I appreciate that.
That's the core of you. I mean, that's why you do so well, man.
And honestly, and that's in the same thing. And that's why I tell Lauren is like, that's why I'm giving my online business, like my everything. Yeah. Like I'm not taking my foot off the gas on it in person, but it's, you know, it's because of I have so much work to do. I just started. And like I told you, and I told multiple people, is that the fact that I made $14K in 3 weeks is like there's endless money to be made, you know, and there's endless people that I can like really help, like what we talked about, you know, and that's actually a very good idea, is what we just talked about. Is like, I would love for all my clients to meet each other in person and have a retreat, make them feel great, community, show them what they worked for, you know. And I think that right there is just, that's also freedom, you know, freedom from their old selves.
Absolutely. And I know you're going to get there.
I appreciate that.
Dude, that's badass. I'm excited. I can't wait to see
Thank
that,
you.
dude. And so, where do you see yourself, Mikey Spain Fitness, in the next 5 years?
Traveling the world, training people.
Yeah.
Taking my parents with me.
It's awesome, man.
And my significant other.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, do you have any exciting new projects, expansions that you're excited about?
I don't think I have any right now. I just really think on just like trying to perfect my online business and just, you know, build very good relationships with my clients.
Yeah.
You know, and make sure, like, you know, they've, you know, like they're worth something.
Absolutely. And so to wrap this up, I just have a few more things. Let me ask you, what has been one of the biggest learnings that you learned about yourself this last year?
The biggest learning about myself?
Yeah.
Honestly, is be who you are, you know. And I think I will say this, what I used to do is that I try to be like a lot of people's, like if I see people that are successful, I try to be like them. You know, I try to do exactly what, like, their clone, you know, and that's just going to I think that's just going to make you fail even worse, you know, because then you won't know like who you truly are. You're trying to be someone else, but you don't know who you are. Like, and I think that's what I noticed. And that's why I think I'm doing well, is because just that's what I learned. Be your authentic self. And I think that's what I was struggling with the most. I was comparing a lot of people, comparing myself to a lot of people. And when I see their success, I'm like, damn, like, why am I not successful? But one is, I can't have that mentality, because everybody's in a different realm. Everybody's in a different space. You just work differently, you know?
You hit it on the nose about authenticity, being authentic to yourself. You know, we can take inspiration from other people, but I think sometimes I personally will look at other people and take inspiration, but then I'll compare myself, or that I try to be like them.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not.
No,
you
not
know,
even close.
That's what I think is so beautiful about this life, is we may be doing the same industry or the same field, but we have our unique experiences that will be nothing like anybody else's. And that's what makes us so beautiful, even though, you know, you may be a fitness coach and there's other fitness coaches around you, but you have a unique skill set. You're a unique individual in yourself. And so I love that aspect. I'm so glad that you found that in yourself, to be able to like tap more into your authenticity, because that's the key, man. Authenticity is the key. It's the new currency. People connect themselves to people that are authentic, brands that are authentic, not copies of something else.
Yeah, no, not honestly. And I think that's what, and I kid you not, I think that's like the biggest learning, you know, is that no one wants, like what you just said, or what you asked me. No one wants a robot. People don't want someone that's just like repetitive of the same thing, when they like know exactly what you're going to say. Just be yourself. Be who Arthur is, you know? And again, I think that's why you're so successful, because you are who you are, you know? And, you know, I think that, again, that's why it's still crazy to me. 4 years ago, yeah, you picked up a camera.
Yeah, it was about 4 years ago, yeah.
But the fact of how fast you learned, and how many people you changed their life, you know, from editing, from like podcasts, like from choice. And that's why a lot of people love to work with you, because of your very authentic and you believe in everybody, and you never devalue yourself or devalue your life to help other people. But because of how your energy is, people's energy is either in line with you or they can feel your energy to the point that they want to be around you. And honestly, that's why like I credit to you a lot of my successes because of like, your energy. And that's why I can't thank you enough for that.
Wow, man. That truly, from the bottom of my heart, that means a lot, dude. Thank you so much, dude. I love you, bro.
I love you too.
Yeah, it means a lot, dude, because I've worked so hard to uncover things of my past to tap into my authenticity. Because for so many years prior, 2020, I would try to fit into this box that I thought I need to be in. Yeah. And I'm learning the more and more that I get to create the box. I'm not in the box. I am the package.
You are.
You know, I don't need to fit into the box that this person thinks I need to be, or I need to be like this person or this. No, I'm the whole package that I get to create. You know what I mean? I'm the beauty of this beautiful being, right? Not like what I think I need to be because of this person wants me to be this way. That was a huge learning for me, and thank you for noticing that, bro, because I've been working so hard on uncovering the reasons why, and that's a whole nother podcast, but thank you. No, two more questions, dude. What are you most proud of yourself for creating or doing in this last year? What are you most proud of? You.
Honestly, just like the success that I had. I always tell myself is like, dude, and I think that's the one thing I'm trying to learn too, is, and I'm gonna say this in a general speaking because this happens to a lot of people, is people will bring themselves down before they'll bring themselves up. So the people will devalue themselves more than they'll value themselves. And I used to do that, is like, I will put in my head the negative things than the positive things. Same. So and that's what I'm trying to learn is stop self-sabotaging yourself, because you're not going to get nowhere in that situation. And two is that you need to understand of where you came from, where you started. If you had the same business, and if I was like from point A to now the same consistent, then yeah, I'm doing something wrong. But because of I had so many good memories and so many successful parts in my life or in my business, I never really gave myself credit for the wins that I had. I put more of the losses in my head than the wins. Wow. And I think that's where I'm starting to give myself is just be proud of how far you came in your business, because same thing probably for you. Being an entrepreneur is not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not even 1% easy, and a lot of people can't do it. So the fact that I was able to do that 1% or that 5%, whatever, I'm going to give myself credit for that.
Yeah.
And the fact that I've been doing this for 4 years, I'm going to give myself credit to that. And I think that's what I learned more is give yourself enough credit when your wins. When a client gets a transformation, that's a win. And I think that's like the same thing is like people devalue themselves more than anything, or like they grab negative energy more than positive energy nowadays.
I absolutely, man. Celebrate the wins, every single one.
100%.
I don't think we do that as a culture, as a society in our day-to-day.
We don't.
We don't.
We don't. Not even close.
That's a huge thing. And I think, we may be programmed somehow subconsciously to think of the negative, because I'm the same way. I instantly think of the negative versus the positive. And yeah.
And that's why, it's so crazy to me is like on social media, I see so like people, I don't know how people like they crave like, no, okay, hold on. Let me take that back. It's crazy on how there's a lot more love when there's negative things happening than a lot more positive. That's where the crazy part of society is.
Yeah.
people like feed, like not even feed, like people just like run off a negative energy or a negative post more than like actually post that matters.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. There's a whole deep, so this can be a whole nother topic,
Yeah.
but there's a whole deep reason for it, you know, and
Yeah.
psychology says it. And even in like a lot of the self-development stuff that I learned is like, it's a projection. And when people see people doing good things that they don't see the value, so then the negative comes out, and then like there's a whole thing about it, right? And so I totally understand it, but I think that is obviously the reason why. But you know, we get to be the defenders of being in the positive space where we get to show up and just still be celebrating our wins, because it's so easy for us to like, oh, I don't want to show up that way. I don't want to be like that. No, we get to celebrate ourselves every day. We get to celebrate the victories, even the little ones, especially the big ones, day to day, because every day that we have is a blessing.
100%.
You know?
Yeah. And I think, you know what, the smaller wins mean more than the big ones.
Absolutely.
And so I'm going to say this real quick. So like my client today, like my client, she wrote me, or she actually put it on her close friends, and she was like 2 pounds down. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I was excited. And she was just like, oh, it's just probably water weight, or it's just probably this. And I was like, no. Yeah. Cut that out. You losing what you said you wanted to lose, like pounds, you're doing it. That's a fucking win. Don't take that away from you.
Yeah.
And now I always tell them, or tell her, stay consistent, because if you think that 2 pounds, what you're doing now, that 4 pounds will come. That 6 pounds, that 10, maybe probably even for you. Like what? Like you? How many pounds have you lost,
bro? I just weighed myself this morning, and I was at 182, and so I started off at like 199, 200.
And no, and exactly, that's exactly, you know. And I think this is what I just want to tell people, is that anything is possible. And I've always wanted to actually make this post, but I just never know how to say it, is because I can go different ways about it. Is that it's crazy how people will invest so much money into whatever, but the people that are investing so much into stuff that don't matter are the ones that complain of where they're actually at in life, but they won't invest in themselves. But it doesn't take that much to invest in yourself at all. But that's a whole different topic, though.
Yeah,
that's a whole different topic.
We'll jump into another one.
Yeah, that's a whole different topic.
No, I appreciate it, man. Last question, dude, is what advice would you give to your younger version of you, just starting out in the fitness space?
Just keep grinding, dude. Just don't give up on yourself, because, like I said, like before, is if you don't take that first step, how do you don't know what's going to happen. You truly don't. And I think like I would say this is like, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself, of the man I became, of like my business. And I truly wouldn't change. I wouldn't change a thing. And I was actually thinking about this yesterday, and it actually low-key made me emotional, is that it's crazy to think how life works. If people don't understand that, people just live their life day to day. And it's crazy is if my sister truly never told me, I would have never met Chris. I would have never met you. I would have never met my girlfriend. I wouldn't, it's crazy to even think of like, this life right here, it's crazy just on how life just truly works. And that's a whole different topic, but I would just tell my younger self is that I'm so proud of you. Like you did an amazing job, and I'm so glad that you took that chance that no one else would like for you, or or you would be working a 9-to-5 job to, I don't know. That's a very tough question to answer, but I would say no. That's the main thing. It's like I'm so proud of like myself for that.
Wow. Well, I'm proud of you too, man.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, dude. This last year, I've seen you transform into this whole new being that is excited about life, that is consistently helping more now than you have ever have.
No.
And seeing your success is truly inspiring, man. And I can't wait for the next time that I have you on here, maybe for a year from now or whenever we do that, maybe sooner, but to see what you create and the things that you're doing. And obviously I get to be on this journey with you, but
I'm excited, man.
Super proud of you, man. And did you want to give any shout outs to your clients, your followers, your girlfriends, your sister, or anybody else?
Nah, I just want to give a big shout out to my clients for trusting me. And obviously because there's so many other trainers, but just riding with me, staying loyal. And then I truly want to give a big shout out to my girlfriend. It's crazy. Like, again, it's crazy on a blessing, like what, that life gave me. Cause she believes in me more than ever. Whenever I want to quit, she does not let me quit. Like when I was doing my prep for my show, she did prep with me.
Wow.
Like who does that? So like with her, honestly, I wouldn't be where I'm at in my business currently. But that girl's my ride or die. And like I said, that's the reason why I keep going, is because of my family, but also because of her.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. Thank you for sharing that and giving them the shout outs. Where can the people find you?
So you guys can find me at Mikey Spain Fitness on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. But yeah, I'm excited though. I'm excited what's this year to come, and the community I'm gonna build, and just to help multiple people.
Well, let's get it, man. I can't wait to hear that and to see that and to be part of that. So
thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Everybody listening, and for everybody on YouTube. And until next time, guys, thank you for joining us here today. And we will see you on the other side.
Later, guys.